It is 4:11 a.m. A nice Saturday morning. We are headed to the 24-hour gym. Normally I like to go to the YMCA in the morning, but they don't open till like 7 a.m. and I don't really have time for that. So making our mosey way over. We're moseying our way over to the 24-hour gym. And we got legs. So I think I've kind of given myself enough time to do a little hamstring work and then really hit quads. These last 2 leg days, I've kind of had to skip out on hamstrings a little bit just because I kind of destroyed, my glutes and hamstrings during a snowboarding event. So we are definitely at 100% now. So no real need to ease into hamstrings anymore. I think we're kind of good to just go at it. So today's going to be a pretty exciting leg day though, because we've got a new pre-workout. So the last pre-workout that I tried was the discount Total War grape flavor, and I gave my live reaction to it on the last video, but the Spark Notes version of that is, it tasted good, but it had this very strange burning sensation in the back of my throat, and it was like a cold burn, like a mentholy burn. I don't know what it was. I don't know what active ingredient in that pre-workout could have done that, but that forced my hand, and I decided to pull the trigger, and I'm back on the making my own pre-workout train. So I just ordered bulk all of my preferred additives to a pre-workout, which really isn't much. It's like a what is it called, Alpha GP C1, something like that. It's just like a very intense mental focus type deal. I'm a big fan of that ingredient. I don't know, it just makes me feel kind of more dialed into the music. I can kind of zone into it more. We got some citrulline malate just for a good little pump. A little L-theanine, just a little extra pump additive. Then 400 milligrams of caffeine, beta alanine, because I like the feeling of bugs under my skin. And the best part about making your own pre-workout is you get to flavor it yourself. So you're not kind of locked into getting whatever pre-workout flavor you get and just having to deal with it. So I like to add these zero sugar crystal light powder flavor packets. So today's pre-workout is going to be raspberry lemonade flavored. So that'll be a nice refreshing treat. And while we're on the topic of it, I might as well just, I do need to go ahead and slam it. So I saw some reviews about the bulk supplements that I was buying, and they said that the Alpha GPC one was a little clumpy. It wouldn't mix very well, so we will see. We'll see how that goes. We'll get some chewy bits. Oh my god. This shaker bottle is kind of impossible to open. I'm coming up to a stop sign. But yeah, so hopefully I got the dosages right. Which I did. I mean, I just followed the serving size on the nutrition label, pulled out my scale and all of my tiny measuring spoons. So this should be pretty well portioned out, even better than the pre-made stuff. So bon appetit. All right, I think the flavoring is not that strong. So I think we'll have to adjust the dosage on that. This is just kind of like a watered down raspberry lemonade. Yeah, it is just very watered down. So you can kind of taste the other ingredients in there, so it's a little bitter. Yeah. Well, we'll get the dosages right tomorrow. The most important thing isn't so much the taste as it is the active ingredients. And this is a good topic to bring up, but I know a lot of people have that sentiment of like, oh, I don't like to take pre-workout because I just don't like to be reliant on anything, which I respect that mindset. I think that's a pretty good way to go about things, is trying not to rely on any specific vices or whatever. But I mean, if you're going to the gym, odds are you're bringing your gym bag with you, and you're not relying on having that gym bag to be able to go to the gym, right? It's not anything like that. You're just like, okay, I'm going to the gym. I gotta grab my gym bag. That's all it is, So I think it's kind of the same thing with pre-workout. If you're already planning on stepping out, might as well grab it. But of course, I don't need pre-workout by any means. I mean, I can go in right now, get a pretty solid leg day. I'll be a little more tired. But I think for me, the biggest part of like having pre-workout is it's almost like a ritualistic aspect of it. Getting into the car, or even before that, gearing up and getting everything ready and filling up your shaker bottle and grabbing your headphones. You hop into the car. Maybe it's cold outside, so you've already got it like preheated. And then just driving to the gym, sipping on your pre-workout. I don't know. There's something about it that is just like it's very necessary for me. Like it's a part of the process that I really love. I think that's why I could never really have like a home gym where I just got like a shed in my backyard where I go work out, because I feel like I'd be missing out on that aspect of like, okay, time to get ready to go to the gym. It's important for me. Like, it gets my cognitive, senses all aligned and prepared for the gym. So, I don't know. That's kind of my idea behind it. But I need to finish this. I need to stop yapping and finish this pre-workout. Let me take this sharp left turn before I start slamming it. Yeah, I'm a little tuckered out today. Just a very busy day at work. Today's gonna be no different, so hopefully this pre-workout will carry me. This is a reminder for my editor to cut out a lot of this drinking pre-workout. And by editor, I mean me. So, don't forget, Marty. Make sure you cut some of this out. We don't need drinking simulator here. Cut update. We are still hovering around like the high 180s, but that means we are pretty locked into the 180s. This isn't just like a little dip in the trend. Like, we're fully swimming around in the deep end of the area of the pool. So pretty good, pretty good. Although I know I said that I was setting like a soft goalpost of 180. The closer I get to it, the more I am inclined to say that's not enough. which really sucks. It really sucks. My limit is going to be 170. I think, regardless of where I'm at, I really don't want to drop below 170. Not hating on anybody that is sub 170, but man, I mean, I never considered that I would be a sub 200 pound lifter back when I was when I was at my heaviest, 260. I was like, dude, I got 60 pounds of fat to get rid of. Yeah, I had a lot more than that. So, then I thought, okay, I don't need to get below 180. Here we are. We're rapidly encroaching on that position. Man, yeah, we're going to have to drop. Because ultimately the goal is to, get to the point where you have abs. I've never been able to see my abs. And of course, my ultimate goal is to step on stage. So, I need to get to a good baseline before I can start really building up muscle. And what's the best baseline but having abs? I mean, it is the natural conclusion of things. Plus, a lot of it is that mental game of dude, I've never had abs. Visible abs in my life. I've always been fat. I've always been a fatter kid. Growing up and even in college, I was a bigger boy. So this is kind of a big gotta prove it to myself, just as much as I need to do it to get on stage. So whatever it takes, however long it takes. I mean, you guys can kind of scroll back on some of my videos. I mean, this cut's been going on for a really, really long time. To the point where, I call it a cut just because it makes me feel better about it. But is it really a cut? I think we're more apt to say it is a fat loss journey. So, we're almost there. We are almost done. All right, what is this? What is going on here? I'm gonna have to do some pretty heavy editing on this video, dude. Okay. All right. Clear. Don't do what I just did. This intersection does not change at all. If there's only one car, and we're in the middle of the country right now, so kind of just got to run it. Anyways, we're almost at the gym. I'm going to polish this off. I think I've done more than enough yapping for this morning session, but I can already feel the effects of the pre-workout kicking in. And, I have a feeling this will be a pretty nasty quad pump. We're still not posing down. I think once we hit 180, I think we'll bring back the pose downs just for the fun of it, But one thing that I did notice before I let you guys go, I was in the kitchen, 2 days ago, walking around in my lounging shorts, and I was hitting the lighting just right to where I saw quad veins. And I'm not talking like just one long vein kind of on the inside of your thighs. Dude, I'm talking spiderweb veins across the surface of the quad heads. So pretty fucking cool. Pretty cool, man. We're getting to that point. We are, it's pretty crazy. Really crazy. The vascularity is just really coming in. So that tells me that I'm doing a pretty good job of things. So, all right. That's enough yapping. Gym might be busy because it's a Saturday morning. Tomorrow morning, I'm positive it'll be empty. But today, I'm not sure if we'll record in there or not. But I guess you'll find out in a minute. So, I'll see you guys soon. right. Pretty good lift, man. Seems like I missed the memo, and today was National Leg Day, so I kind of felt some pressure when I was sitting on the leg extension. A couple people were kind of like looking at me. I could tell that they were waiting for the machine to open up, and so I kind of had to rush that, but that didn't make it a bad lift by any means. Yeah, hamstrings we just did, and I'm keeping this brief because I think people don't really care about the lift itself so much as they do like the yapping. At least in like based on my analytics of all 12 people, that seems to be the case. So just to keep it brief, we did a bunch of standing hamstring curls, a bunch of pretty heavy RDLs, used some straps just to keep myself locked in. Oh god. After that, leg extensions of all sorts of varieties. Single leg, double leg, 1.5 leg, and then a bunch of sissy movements. So fully pumped up, felt really, really good, and I had enough time towards the end, just because I got to the gym early enough to where I could do a little cardio. Now, cardio after a leg day, I tend to like stray away from that. But given my circumstances, where like the morning is when I'm the most energized and the most hydrated, I kind of have no other choice. Plus, I'm working for the rest of the day, so I figured I might as well squeeze in a nice. It was 27 minutes. So 27 minutes of low stress, non-intense cardio, just kind of keeping my heart rate up. I think we were at like a 2 incline and a 2.8 speed, So that was enough to just keep my heart rate at like 130, 125. And that's that. As long as you're kind of like keeping your heart rate elevated for, an extended duration, and not crazy elevated, but, just enough, that's perfect. That, it's working out your heart, You don't need to keep it at 180 because I think that's a little too much. A little too much stress for you. So did some cardio and we are feeling good. So I have a lot of work to do today. A bunch of bits and bobs that need to be taken care of. And given that I'm at my peak energy right now, I intend to have all of the hard work done by 12. Will that happen? We'll see. We'll see. But while I was on the cardio machine, the treadmill, I kind of had a bit of a revelation. Or, that's kind of a lie. I had the revelation yesterday during my arm day, which I didn't record anything. So, yesterday, or I guess the day before, I was at the gym early in the morning. It was about, I was lifting around like 5:30, 6 a.m., something like that. And the gym seems to pick up in like how busy it is when it's closer to 6:30 or 7ish. Man, I don't know what it is about this gym specifically. It's this 24-hour gym, but I liked it. Everything just felt really nice, and not in the sense of like, the pump was good. I mean, the pump was great. Lift was really, really good. But it just, it kind of reminded me of my old gym, the one that got shut down. I was just kind of looking around. Everybody there was like, just kind of like they're into their lift. There's some good camaraderie going on. People, yapping, whatever. But like not staying in the way. Like it just, I don't know. It was really, it just felt really good. I don't know. I felt a really nice sense of like a community while I was in there. So I'm going to start going to this gym a little more often than I do. And not just because I have to go in the morning and this is the only one open so early, but it's just really nice. And with that being said, honestly, after I've been lifting, like doing morning lifting for about a year now. Maybe a little over a year. I've been doing it like because of my job, I have to be up super early. And I don't know. I think now, after all this time, I'm starting to like it. I am starting to enjoy it because, I don't know. I feel like when I go towards like the afternoon, like if I'm not fasting, like normal everyday life, I like wake up, I do my cardio, eat and drink a bunch of water, and like my entire day is booked because I'm like preparing for the gym, which I enjoy, but things are kind of getting a little busier in my life to where I have some responsibilities that need to be taken care of around when I would prefer to lift. So, I don't know. I think we're going to start seeing some early morning lifts a little more often, even after this, after March. So, we'll see. I think it helps when I wake up early enough and I kind of have that time to get really hydrated, consume a bunch of fast digesting carbs. That definitely plays a part into it. So, I don't know. I'm starting to like it. I don't think I'll ever be like a diehard, like David Goggins-esque, like, I'm up at 4:30 in the morning and I'm grinding while you're still sleeping. I don't think that doesn't matter. That's, that just gives you a little chip on your shoulder. It doesn't really prove anything. I think the real meat and potatoes of, if you're working hard or not, it's just, are you lifting consistently, effectively, and you've got everything else checked off that's kind of associated with it. So if your goals are to put on mass, you're eating enough, and if your goals are like to lose fat, you're not eating enough. I think those are the factors that really matter when it comes to if you are or are not grinding hard enough. I don't know. Not to use a buzzword or anything, but I'm not a really big fan of the type of toxic masculinity. That is, I hate using that type of terminology, but, why do we need to, like, hound on each other? I never really liked the TikToks where it's like some kid, and he's got, like, his hood up and everything, and the background, like, or the music that he stitched into the video of his lifting compilation is something like David Goggins yelling at you, like, man. I ran out of memory on my phone again. Man, this is really steering me towards actually buying like a camera or something. But as I was saying, the background music is, or the background noise is somebody yelling at you like, you're not good enough. This is why, she left you. You need to be better than them, or you need to prove something. I don't like that. It just doesn't make any sense to me. Like, you're going to do something to better yourself. Like at least physically you're trying to better yourself. Why aren't we trying to better yourself both physically and mentally? The gym's cool. It's fun. It's really good for you. So why are we kind of polluting that environment with so much like negativity? It just doesn't really make sense to me. Like, you are as happy as you allow yourself to be, like to an extent. I mean, there are extenuating circumstances, but if all you do is consume like negative media, like if all you do is watch BoJack Horseman and listen to Deftones, I think you are statistically more likely to be depressed. And of course, there are so many factors that go into it. I'm not saying anything like, oh, depression isn't real. Depression is a disease. It is very real. Take care of your mental health. But I mean, there are factors that you can do to kind of help yourself out. Like, I'd rather listen to Ellie Goulding, than, something depressing. So I don't know. It's kind of, it goes along with that whole, what's it called? Protecting your space, or I don't know. For some reason, girl talk has been, getting into my For You page on TikTok. So I'm seeing all of these like terminologies like child, when when the what is it? When the gag when child when the gag is you get the fucking idea. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't make any sense to me, but regardless, it's definitely affecting my vocabulary. That's probably my wife's fault. But yeah, protect your space. You know, take care of yourself mentally, and just like enjoy the grind. You are not going to be able to survive how long it takes to, like, you know, build a pretty impressive physique. You know, that takes time. You know, it's you know, you have to have the longevity for it. And if you're sitting there beating yourself up every time you go, I mean, you're not gonna last long. You're not gonna want to keep going, like, you know, if you keep subjecting yourself to such negativity. That's my opinion. I don't know. Do whatever it takes to get into the gym in the first place, but I think it's really important that you find your love for it, like, at some point along the way. Like, I know when I first started, I got in for, you know, the same reasons that a lot of people do. You know, a lot of self-doubt, you know, a lot of negative feelings about yourself. You know, things happen in your life and you're just like pretty depressed about it. You're like, I need to be better. You know, that's a great reason to start. But dude, I don't think about that when I'm at the gym now. Like, when I go, I'm like, man, this is gonna be a fucking awesome lift. I'm feeling really good. I'm hydrated. I'm like carved up. Like, I'm just like really excited. I just added a new Lady Gaga song to my playlist. I'm pretty excited to lift to. Or you know, I got a new pre-workout. Gonna be great trying that out. You know, that's what I'm thinking about. I'm not really thinking about anything else. So, you know, go with that type of mindset. That's all I have left to say. I yapped a lot today. I just had a lot on my mind. Plus, I have a lot more energy in the morning. So that's it. I'll leave you guys to it. I am gonna mosey my way over to work. That's the word of the day today, is mosey. And hopefully I won't be a shell of a man by the end of this shift, because yesterday I started crashing probably closer to 2 or 3 o'clock. So that's kind of my time limit. That's when I need to get everything done by. So I got to start thinking about how I want to organize my day. So yeah, enjoy your weekend, lift hard, and I'll catch you guys on the flippity flop.